Hello friends, welcome to our channel Tech Diffusion. So today we are discussing about some C++ advanced programming. As per my understanding, like everyone requires a C advanced programming, and once they starting development in the C programming, and because the most of the company requires that in experience versus that C advanced programming. Why advanced programming? What advanced programming? We will discuss about the what is that advanced programming in the C++ and where it is required and where we are used that means exact scenario. We will discuss about that today in the C++ advanced programming series part 1. Okay, I will today I will giving you some example, and the next part we will discuss with C++ program as well as how we will communicate, how our use and where we use. So this we will discuss in the next part. Okay, so let's start. So this is the C++ advanced programming series part 1. In the series part 1, what we will discuss. So part 1 we will discuss about the socket programming. Okay, so what is that socket programming and where we use that and exactly what is that socket and how we can start that. So what are these things we will discuss about that in this video. Okay, so first of all, let me start with the socket programming introduction. Okay, so what is that socket programming? Okay, so socket programming is nothing. It is a communication between two machines. Okay, the communication between two machines means like we can communicate two machines like by LAN, by WAN. Okay, any other way. Okay, so means like we have only two ways like a LAN or WAN. Okay, LAN means a physical way and WAN means over the air. Okay, so and how we can communicate? So we can communicate with a logical connection. Okay, and with the physical as well as. So physical means LAN connection as like one machine is connected with another machine. Okay, so this is the way, like as I introduced, a socket programming is an endpoint for communication between two devices. Endpoint, what's endpoint is two-way communication like logical connection. Okay, communication means like how we can communicate through the programming. We can communicate between two machines with the IP, right? Means the LAN we will give, then we will get one IP, right? So how we can establish that communication? We can establish communication between two machines by the IP. Okay, the IP, then IP is also two types, right? Then comes with the IP type, and once we are communicating with the IP type, then we will come with the protocol. Which type of protocol we want to use? That is the big thing, that communication protocol. So that is the way we are going with the programming concept as well as. So like as I already told you, IP and IP type and then protocol. So these the three key things when we are using creating a socket. These are three things which we are required. Okay, so the next part is like what is the protocol now. The protocol is like TCP, UDP, and many more. If we are discussing about TCP, UDP, and like FTP, there are lots of. Okay, so TCP, what the UDP do, what FTP do, there are different concepts. TCP means transmission control protocol. UDP means universal that way. Okay, so TCP will provide a way of communication, and like UDP like there is no connection between like a connection oriented or connection oriented and connection loss. Okay, so TCP is the connection oriented protocol and UDP is the connection less. Okay, so similar like FTP is a file transfer protocol. Okay, and if we are discussing about the IP, then IP also two type IPv4, IPv6. These are the like some different type of IP as well as. Okay, so what we will do. So the next part is the socket programming usability with CS. CS means client server. Okay, the client server means what? Client server means like someone is doing like send a message. Okay, like someone send a message, like when we are trying to search anything in the Google, right? Then what we are doing, we are type. Okay, that means we are sending a request to Google, give me these type of outputs. Okay, according to that, like Google provide us the some output, okay, and that output is like a response. Okay, what we are doing, we are sending a request to network is like our Google, and Google will what will do, Google try to find out in their database, in their any other way, and provide the result according to us. So that is a request, means when we are typing a message to Google like we need this one, that is request, and the second one is a response. According to our requirement, Google send us our result, so that is a response. If you are discussing about the CS, then CS is also one, like a three type, like one tier, two tier, three tier. There are three types of architecture. If you need the more clarification on over on that, what is the one tier, two tier, three tier, then comment on my video, okay. So I can provide you more detail about that CS client server programming with that one tier, two tier, and three tier. Okay. Next point we are coming. So how we can communicate client server programming through introduction, means the introduction of client server socket programming into the C++ part. Okay. This is the one of the major part in the C++, and how we can create a socket, what are the methods we need, and how we can use that. What are the different thing in the socket, or means like in a client part, what are the different thing in the server part. Okay, so these are the different communication way, means the if you are divided two ways, then client create these type of the four methods, and server have lots of things to find that result for you. Okay, like everyone sending a message like I need this one, then server how he can handle these things. Okay, so these are the ways server is divide himself, and this is the way the client is divide himself. So what we are doing, the client also create the socket, and server also create socket. Why both the machine require socket? Because of the socket, without socket how they communicated or between the way. Okay, so that's why the socket is required in the both the end. Okay, so server might be one, two, max to max, but client have more than, right? Then what he will do? He will connect. Okay, then whatever that is required. Okay, he's required like I need Google like Samsung information. Okay, then what he will do? He will send a message. According to server, what we will do? Server whenever like we are sending a request. Okay, whenever then what he will do? First he will create, means he create bind. Okay, bind the sockets. Mean whatever the request we are doing, that he will first he will bind. Then second he will whatever the he will listen. Means like there are lots of person continuously sending a request, right? Then means like what he will do, he will listen everyone persons. Okay, then he will accept, like first who will request, then he will accept that person first. Then according to accept, what he will do, he will like he will ready a queue is like that, like a line, right? Everyone sending a request, then he will create a queue over the air. Okay, then air according to queue is a first in first out, right? Then whoever come the first, then he will accept that connection, and according to that first connection accept, then whatever the client sending a request, okay, that he will receive, okay, here, and according to result, he will find in himself in the database, then he will send the request to the client. So this is the way the socket programming doing. Okay, so uh, client create socket, server create socket, server binding first, then listening the whatever that connection, then we will accept the connection, we will create a queue, then we will whatever the message client required, he will respond back to the client. So this is the way we are doing that client server programming in our basic terminology. Okay, so this is the basic way. Inside that there we are lots of work we need to do, like there are millions of users sending a request to server, right? Then how he can handle these things, then the handling the multiple, millions of users, then how we can handle, that is the part 3 of this client server programming. That is terminology we call threading. Okay, multi-threading. So the third part of the series will come with the multi-threading. But the second part we will come with this client server basic program. How we can do, what are the things, what are the syntax of every method, how client is working, how server is working. Okay. So the third part, the second part of this application will comes with a client server socket programming program. C program. So what I will do in my UI, Visual Studio, or like I have a other as well as, then I will create one software, means like I will create one client program and one server program, and I will explain you how you can do that and what are the different requirement for you, then what are the basic things you require to communicate between two machine. And I will create both. I will create Windows program, okay, and I will show you the Linux program as well as. But as I my machine I didn't install that Linux program, I can show you that thing and how you can do that thing in a Linux machine, okay. So you can do at your Linux machine as well as and Windows machine as well as. If you require more information about that, like what the client server program and what are the different and deep knowledge of that, then continuously follow this series, okay, and follow the series. And if you learn more about C++, follow the series. And if you think my video is good and helpful for you, then do not forget to like, share and subscribe and comment. Please, if you need more information, then you can comment as well as. Thanks for watching my video.